Hey y'all.
How y'all doing?
Welcome back
to our 4th episode of Don't Cry Over Spill Tea podcast. Do you have your cups? Are your pinkies up?
Is it piping hot?
Let's get poppin'.
All right. So,
this week is going to be... I'm really excited about this week. This week we are doing a Fashion Week edition of Goop.
Better known as Shoop.
We are going to be reviewing, it's kind of a twofer. We're going to be reviewing 2 ridiculous Goops in one go that have a common theme of being shoes. So Shoop.
Ergo Shoop.
Ergo Shoop.
So in lieu of Fashion Week, we found some ridiculous, and we had a problem we had a bone to pick with doing anything fashion because fashion is like art, there are no boundaries, there's no rules.
But we would like to argue there's some boundaries. Like, I am all for, like, stunting, wearing cool shit. I really love the idea of fashion being, like, an art form.
Yeah.
But I have limits.
It's like, go ahead and put a safety pin in your ear. That's fine.
Right. As long as it's, like, sterilized. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's important to kind of make known, me and Stephanie want to, like, make it known that these are not fashion. These are, okay, well, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to start with, for our Shoop, Barney's is selling a Balenciaga, I don't know, it's like half slide, half large fry at McDonald's.
This is a large fry at McDonald's.
And
this
refer
is
to our Insta.
Right.
We'll post a photo of it.
Always.
Let's see, so it's priced at $545, which...
I don't know if these are worth... At this point, I'm like, can I throw in a decimal point and make it $5.45? Because that's the cost of a large fry.
Yeah.
These are so many things. First of all... Okay.
Well, let's describe it first. So basically, literally imagine a large fry. Like, a large red fry container.
With no fries in it, that's laid down parallel to your foot, that you slide your foot in like a sandal, like a slide.
Right. And it's, looks like it's like snake skin or some sort of leather.
Yeah. I feel like I would wear these to the pool on a Saturday if I lived on Mars.
No, listen. I wouldn't be caught dead in these shoes. It's just like, okay, form over function, I think, is a big theme in fashion, and that goes back to, like, the statement, beauty is pain, but, like, this is just...
These can't do anything for the arc of your foot.
Oh, my God.
These are the flattest. These look like flippers. Like, these are not... I don't think anyone could walk in these and not come out with, like, a foot problem. Like, do you know what I mean?
Not only a foot problem, but also, like, eczema or athlete's foot, because it doesn't look like there's a lot of...
I don't know if it's weird to say that I feel like these look like they reek.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying.
They
like,
look...
You're gonna have athlete's foot
ratchet for some reason. Which is not something I normally say when it has, like, the label of Balenciaga on it. And this is not, like, a diss on Balenciaga. I guess it is.
It is.
I guess it is.
Like, if this shoe is not filled with a month's prescription of Adderall, or a cure to cancer, or a chunk of gold...
Yeah, I'm not paying $545 to look like a dumbass.
Hell no.
It's just silly. And I say this with all the Goops, I hate to sound repetitive, but, like, especially these. And I say especially these because it's a fashion choice, right? Because it's something that someone's 100% just choosing to put on their body and pay $545 for. I want to talk. I want to know what you're pairing with it. Yeah. Is this like a pantsuit? Is this like a...
I think it's with, like, a slack. I can see it with
I see it with a slack. I see it with...
I see it at, like, a Sunday fun day pool party in New York, maybe? Like, I have no idea what kind of shoe this is. I see it with a serious,
like, complex that comes with it. Like, you must be somebody who's struggling to find other ways to identify yourself. Sure. Like, or just... If you're setting yourself apart from society by wearing these...
God help you.
I have questions.
Let the Lord be with you.
Yeah. So anyway,
we just think...
These look like they come with extra salt. It's just... Yeah.
Yeah. So, take a look at these. Let us know what you think. There's nobody out there that doesn't think these are absolutely ridiculous.
I know. It just doesn't feel, like, correct. But yeah. So let's pull up this second Shoop. So now we're going to, like, glide into the next... ridiculous footwear idea concept. Okay, so
and this is like a boot.
This is a boot, yeah. So here, for reference on our Instagram, this is the second pair of holographic boots. Let me just start by saying that my pros for this item is that I think the color is, like, kind of sick.
So
I think
they're chrome, like, which is super cool. Or I don't know what the word is.
I think they're Okay.
Okay.
Holographic
You
is like
almost
a
said holographic.
holographic is like a Pokemon card.
Yeah.
Like
it's like it's chrome.
There's
something.
a word for this.
Chromatic.
It's not. No.
I just like
also chrome is like silver. So this is like
something
rainbow.
Like that.
Okay.
Well,
you can
you'll
all
know what
see
we're
it,
talking
so
about.
fuck it. But yeah, these are a cool color. I like the heel. I like the chunkiness. My grievance is with.
Guys, these are hooves.
This is the end of these are a hoof. There is space. There is like a
between the two big toes, right?
Like you could fit like a couple pencils. Like there's space between this poor girl's feet.
No, and she's down. And she's down. Here's the thing. I've always had a problem with footy socks. People that wear footy socks, I think like might murder someone. Like or you know those shoes.
Or they just have a lot of time on their hands if you're separating out your toes and your socks.
Like,
it's like
are we serious?
Move on. Yeah, like yeah. I don't know if I have time to like sit down and be like the pinky toe in the pinky slot, the big toe in the big slot. Yeah.
That just makes me so uncomfortable to even think about.
Yeah. Again, the foot support. Are we compromising like you know foot health by wearing these ridiculous like the other ones had no support. These are separating your toes. Yeah. They're literally separating your toes. And here's my thing. Can I ask you a question?
I can't wait for you guys to
5.
see this.
The number 5 is an odd number.
Yeah.
So which side do you think has 2? Which side do you think has 3?
I hate.
And how do you decide that? On a Tuesday, are you like, we'll do the first 3 in the right and the last 2 in the left?
Well,
do you switch it up?
Like you can't wear socks. So survey says disgusting.
Oh, this is what I love about your brain versus my brain. We have very different wavelengths. I would have never thought of that. You're right. You can't wear socks because surely you're not like cutting up your socks
risky
to like
enough to not wear socks with a boot.
With a fucking boot.
Then you'll wear a hoof boot. Like and you know, like they kind of cancel each other out.
I mean, the sock thing's now just like throwing me for a complete loop because I'm like, you are sweating.
Yeah.
Like. You are not wearing a boot and, like, running around Manhattan and not having, like, foot sweat. I just feel like...
I just think the hoof thing is
also, I think I may or may not have answered
like, if the line was called, like, Pegasus, I get it. Like, I get it. But it wasn't.
Okay, so I think I may have answered my own question with the whole, like, what's the ratio of toe to boot? And I am looking at it from the angle in which I would be looking at it if I put them on. The right one... You do the big toe and the second toe, and then on the back end you do the last 3 because it's like bigger on that side, and then it's the opposite for the other foot.
Ew.
So the other foot you have the big toe in the first 2 and then the last 2.
My toes need each other. Like I can't separate them for too long. They really do.
My toes are friends.
Yeah.
My toes like need
my toes are sisters.
Reassurance.
They.
My toes need backup always.
Yeah, because they are sisters. Yeah,
they stand together literally. I just like I need people to stop.
Calm down.
Compromise. Calm down. Like take a chill pill. Like I need people to stop compromising their toes for like. Have you seen that? Picture of Kim Kardashian where it's like zoomed up on her feet and one of her toes is out of her heel. I'm like, are you okay? Like, I don't know. It's just whack to me. So this is what we're seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram and on different social media platforms about Fashion Week, and we decided that Shoop had to be
addressed.
A thing.
Yeah.
And there was enough Shoop, can I just say, to like feed the earth. Yeah. Like we had to narrow down what the Shoop was going to be. I've seen a couple things. I've seen some I'm just not going into it. I've seen some gladiators that could kill. Yeah. Like
Shoop,
Goop, Loop, Bloop, Foop.
Shoop threw us for a loop for the Goop. And
yeah,
check out our Instagram page. Because these shoes too, even though we had a bone to pick with fashion, is like these are what we actually intended for Goop. It was that people are buying them and they're so wildly like unnecessary and bougie
and like oftentimes expensive for what it is. Like $545 plus 8% tax, like you're looking at $600 to look like Ronald McDonald. So
let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think. Send us your DMs, send us your LOLs. Also, if you would wear this, I'd love to know. So you know,
what outfit we want to know what you're pairing with this.
If you're gonna say that you'd wear this, I want to know with what, and no judgment will come with me.
Yeah.
After that. So, anyway, Goop-a-loop-a leapy-loopy-loop.
Yeah.
And let's get into the bitch.
Yes. So, this week, we are going to be talking about... We're going to be focusing on a small segment on reality shows in reference to body image and
how they shape culture, how they shape fashion, how what we're seeing on TV that isn't scripted is shaping what we're doing in our lives, what platforms we're using, what shit we're wearing, what we're doing to our bodies, what we're doing to our faces. That's kind of what we're trying to talk about, and how that has shifted in the time that at least me and Stephanie have been, like, alive and kicking.
Caring about what we looked like. So, you know, I don't think we always want to do, like, a girly episode, and, you know, we held back on this, but it's just so relevant. Like,
and I think there's a way in which, just to any males listening, it's not necessarily that girly as much as it is, like, extremely relevant. You know, like, it's, you know, it's about guys, too, and it's more about, and for guys, too, you know, straight guys, what you're looking for in girls and how you've seen girls change. Like, you know, because think about it, straight guys are, like, looking for girls, attracted to girls, so how their attraction has changed, developed and changed in accordance to what's, like, in, quote unquote.
So, Erin, tell us what 2 reality shows we're talking about. We're kind of talking about the big one from the 90s and the big one from the 2000s.
Okay, so 90s is not when... Okay, so we're talking about The Simple Life and Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, I
guess
Simple
Life came out in,
like
2003 or something, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So basically, me and Stephanie were doing a little bit of, like, I don't know.
But that was, like,
research.
90s-esque fashion.
No, it was 2000s fashion.
Okay.
90s was, like, everybody was wearing a lip liner with no lipstick.
Okay.
That was, like,
fine.
in, like, blue
eyeshadow. And my mom
eyeshadow.
still does that, so, like...
Like, i.e. Drew Barrymore. But, yeah, so I feel like in the early 2000s... So I think this is more something that I grew up with, maybe. I don't know, but maybe less of you. I have 2 older sisters. Who are 5 years... Yeah. Who are 5 years older than me. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but... can kind of be a lot when you're young. It's not a lot now, but it's a lot when you're young.
Sure.
And my sisters were in high school, let's see, they graduated from 2009. So they would have been in high school from 2005. Holy shit, okay.
It's crazy.
That feels like, okay.
Eons
they were in
ago.
high school from 2005 to 2009. And the reason I'm saying this is important is because, you know, what was on our TV in the background or whatever, or what they were into was stuff that got exposed to, you know, trickled down to me, kind of.
Totally.
And The Simple Life was really big. And for anybody who doesn't know what the show The Simple Life is, it was basically Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton, 2 really rich girls. I don't know, what was it? They just got, like...
Yeah, they kind of were just, like, given a budget and then given hard jobs. Like, if you guys ever watched Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe or whatever his name was.
Blue-collar-esque.
Very blue-collar.
Things to, like...
Convenience stores, farms.
Not even to just humble them, but to, like, teach them...
I don't even think it was to teach. I think it was to, like, purely expose.
Expose and, like, create comedy from the fact that they didn't know what Walmart was. Like, they were so rich and were so privileged that they had no idea.
They thought they sold walls.
Yeah, oh my god, when Paris Hilton's like, she's like, the woman's like, yeah, we go to Walmart. She's like, what's a Walmart? Do they sell, like, wall stuff? It's like, okay. Your dad probably owns a share in Walmart. Like, just from a business standpoint, it would probably be...
the Wallmans.
I know. So, that show... you know, was really big and really influential in what people wore and, like, what people acted like and what was in and cool in the early fashion. 2000s. I would say from probably 2003 to, like, 2008, 9.
Yeah,
maybe probably 10. Let's say 2010, roughly speaking. And then how that transitioned to Keeping Up with the Kardashians and what they kind of introduced and the difference, but such stark differences, not only in the shows, but in, like, the eras in what they wore and how they impacted culture. So, like, when my sisters were in high school, this is what I think of. I think of, like, jocks, cheerleaders, denim skirts, juicy couture zip-up jackets with, like, the Tiffany bracelet and, like, the Coach purse.
The juicy necklace.
Oh, yeah. The Big J and, like...
heeled sandals.
True Religion jeans. Like, I feel like name brands were very crucial and important.
People were brand whores.
It didn't matter if your jeans were cute, actually. It was just that if they had, like, a massive horseshoe on your ass, you were, like, the coolest bitch in town.
If your ass wasn't covered in rhinestones.
No, yeah, Miss Me's were, like, you couldn't sit down because they would, like, penetrate your ass.
Miss Me's. Miss Me's actually were still kind of relevant even when we were in high school.
Yeah, but we were in high school in 2010, and I'm saying that's when, like...
Right, and that's when it tapered off.
It kind of tapered off, but you know what I mean by Miss Me's, though? I mean, you sat down on, like, your school desk chair.
With, like, pelts in your ass.
Yeah, the fake-ass rhine... And here's my other, like, funny thing about Miss Me's. I'm like, you mean to tell me we were paying $200 for a pair of jeans that had rhinestones that looked like Lisa Frank did it in her office? Like, those were not real diamonds. Why the fuck are we paying? Like, I don't know.
They were kind of cute, but...
They were cute, but, like, the price was outrageous.
Yeah, get out of here. But a big thing that we think is important between the two is that, like, if you look at Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie in those shows, and they were tan, blonde, with a little bit of brown, like dirty blonde.
Skinny.
Glossed lips. Oh, so skinny. The Miss Me jeans.
Like...
The juicy jackets. Yeah. The, like, paperboy hat.
Yeah. Oh my god, Von Dutch.
A lot of eyeliner. Oh my god, Von Dutch.
Von Dutch, yeah. Like, Tilly's type of vibe.
Oh god, the big DC shoes, like, girl, bye. But...
It's interesting to see what was projected on TV, and then what you saw in real life was girls dressing like that, girls looking like that, girls emulating that, and then now we have people like the Kardashians, and this is where you see the rise of, like, the tits and the ass.
Yeah.
And, like,
I
the
think
curves.
A big thing for me in relation to this was, like, in high school, I didn't feel like I was the hot girl by any stretch, because, like, the hot girls at our high school and even in middle school were, like, the skinny,
rail thin,
Vans wearing,
no
Miss
boobs.
Me jean wearing, no boobs,
no ass. Forget about an ass. Definitely not no ass. I mean,
but just skinny as a rail, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Kardashians came into the picture. And, you know, before this, my hips came in, and I was like, what are those?
Yeah.
And then it started to be, like, a thing.
Can't relate.
And it was, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it was so interesting how I was just, like, skimmed over in a crowd.
And then nowadays, your body type is the body type that is, like, not only completely, it seems, idolized by most men, but, like, idolized by most women. And most people...
BBL surgery.
And that, yeah.
The rise of that,
yeah.
I mean, crazy.
And I just think it's interesting to see what seems to be idolized, like, by men goes by generations. Like, I know in the 70s, like, it was really in to have, like, no tits and just be, like, really skinny and have, like, long, straight hair, like, because no tits meant, like, you know, little crop tops and, like, belly shirts.
Totally.
And, like, that was more of a vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, in the... like 40s and 30s, that curvy woman was a little bit more in that, like, pin-up, like, Marilyn Monroe type of style, and that changes with generations.
About Marilyn Monroe, like, we're just talking about body image. For us, Marilyn Monroe was certainly the symbol of that time, that it was okay to be not skinny as a rail.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, I mean, this shit seems to, if you look back at history or even just in our lifetime, it seems to ebb and flow with generations. Like, with Kim Kardashian, she just had the body type that she did from genetics, and okay, that can be argued that she hasn't, like, altered that since, but, like, in the, you know, originally speaking, big tits, big butt, like, also, I'm, like, gonna stop saying tits.
Let's just say something more appropriate, like cans.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Big boobs, big butt, and, like, a slim waist. You know, that's another thing, is, like, that hourglass figure is... Then, here's my, like, now getting into the... I feel like the Kardashians kind of, like, tossed off the baton to the Jenners.
Oh,
and you
my
see...
God. If you see
Kylie... And look, I'm not gonna, like... I don't know Kylie Jenner, but I have, like, strong reason to... Everyone's like, you don't know Kylie Jenner? Really? You're not friends with her?
Jesus,
but I have strong reason to believe that, like, if you look at pictures of her... What is puberty and what is straight up cosmetic surgery are, like, cannot be denied, you know?
We're not talking about lips here.
We're not talking about lips, because she's came clean about the lips. It's not about the lips. It's about
the hip widening surgery.
The, like,
which isn't
pushing
BBL.
Your fat from your thighs into your ass.
Literally
and making
sucking
it look...
it out. Getting a buffer for your cellulite. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
It's like buffering a car.
Yeah, it legitimately just,
which is why all their butts look like a peach. And I think what that does to whether or not they intend to do this or if they're just doing it for themselves, because I do believe, look, if you're rich and you're famous and you're in the spotlight all the time, like, are you going to tweak your biggest insecurity? Probably.
Sure.
So it's not even that I'm really throwing shade to that. It's what that does to, like, young girls and young guys and people in societies. It makes out like... We're all guilty of, like, getting depressed on Instagram. Like, without getting into, like, my body type too much, I never felt like I was either. I never felt like in high school I was, like, that rail thin girl with, like, no boobs who was, like, cool then. But I also don't feel like I have the figure that's, like, really in now. And what that does to how you present yourself and your confidence, because
Totally.
what is in, and people can say now that what is in is being like, you know, loving of everyone's body, and I think we've come a long way with that, but I don't know if we're there yet, because it seems like we're loving curves so much that we're leaving out the girls who like are rail thin and don't have boobs and don't have a waistline and like whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but without saying that they're like unhealthy, you know, which is
Right.
I think a topic. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because, like, working out used to be, like, to get skinny, and now I feel like girls are squatting all the time to get an ass. Like,
totally. It affects... Dude, that's what I'm saying. These societal things affect everything. It affects, like, what people are doing in the gym.
Like, I have friends that have little sisters who are like, fuck, I don't want them to think beauty is, like, what the Kardashians are.
Yeah.
And that's in no reference to what they've done, the people that they are. It's that you
and
have
they are
to
beautiful
have
people, but it's...
gorgeous, but
yeah, it's just the idea of, like...
thinking, even considering a boob job is awful. Like,
when you're
I hate
16.
to name drop, but like my boyfriend is from Southern California, and he's like, I can't tell you how many girls get a boob job for their high school graduation present. That is facts. Like, at least 5
and I have
girls
nothing
that he
against
knows.
getting a boob job when you feel like you're mentally
when your boobs
like
are developed.
Right. And also when you're like feel like you're maybe physically and mentally ready to do something like that. Yeah, I don't think I look back at myself at 17 and I wasn't mentally ready or physically ready to do a million things.
Yeah.
And I would consider something like altering my body forever amongst that list. Like it's hard to draw the line between what is like natural insecurities and what is something that you take action on. I mean, you know, it seems like these days getting into the culture of why we think all these things, you know, I was listening to this podcast the other day and they were talking about how like Disney Channel, not Disney Channel, like Disney princesses is like what we all grew up with. And they have like, you know, heads bigger than their waist and they have like eyes bigger than their nose. Like they have massive eyes and little noses and big lips and long hair and
big boobs and
a tiny waist and like
slender
like,
legs, little feet. Like
it's just, it's this idea of being feminine is so pigeonholed into what we've been conditioned through the media, and that's why I think people have such a bone to pick with the Kardashians is like, where do you draw the line between you're doing this for yourself, Kim, and you have a responsibility to the platform that you're on that is astronomically bigger than yourself. Like, you know, you have 170 million followers just on one profile, let alone the people that are flipping through the channels and see you on E. Like, so that's where I hate to say the word like feel for them, but it is hard to delineate what they want to do just for themselves. Like you wouldn't go up to a random mom in LA who's like done a ton of shit to her body and really give a fuck. Right. But it's like because they're on TV, they are now responsible for this like demise of self-confidence in all these girls because they see Kylie Jenner post on Instagram and they're like, why don't I look like that? And
I look at those pictures and like the first just like thought of human nature is like, Jesus, I looked like shit when I was 21. But you have to remember like the golden standard that they have, and like
also you have to remember
they have every means necessary and possible.
Absolutely.
And I see girls on Instagram and Facebook who have probably scraped up money for this BBL surgery that they just got for the tummy tucking, whatever, a lipo Groupon, like it happened. Anyway, but it's fucking sad.
Yeah, and
Your
I
body
think
isn't there yet.
Me and my sister were talking about this not that long ago, like what is a really forgotten about thing that, you know, we hold ourselves to the standard and everyone's like, well, they have all this money. Forget money. Time. People don't realize to look like Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner, the amount of time that goes on your physical appearance in a day is outrageous. And a lot of people who I'm kind of gearing this toward is like maybe guys who aren't really familiar with like the makeup or hair or the whatever world, like guys don't realize you do not wake up and look like that. It's not even close. Think about this. Kylie Jenner's day or Kim Kardashian's day or Paris Hilton's day. They get someone to do their nails. They have to get them backfilled every day. Moisturize their whole body, like shave their legs, like put in their hair extensions, change their wig. That alone, by the way, taking your hair from the dark black to platinum, we're talking days of sitting in a chair, you know? So in order to be able to do all this,
they don't need jobs.
Right. So you put all that in and then you're like, where are they eating? Where are they like, you know, doing anything else with their life? Where are they being a mother? They have assistants. They have people doing everything else for them.
Yeah.
In that moment where they need to get ready. That's another thing that us peasants don't forget about is like, I don't have enough time in my day if I have to go to work at this time.
Yeah.
I don't have 4 hours to dedicate to my physical appearance before I get there to look bomb as hell.
Another thing that they've kind of brought into the limelight, besides the big boobs, the big hips, small waist, eyebrows. I want to talk about eyebrows. I want to talk about lips, and I want to talk about contouring. So, beside the Kardashians having an influence on big boobs, big hips, no waist, we want to talk about the face. So, I'm talking eyebrows, like the evolution of eyebrows is a topic.
Oh.
Lips
could be
is
novel.
another thing. And contouring, which...
A broke girl's guide to cosmetic surgery is contouring. That's what we've, like...
I've decided that I don't need a nose job because I broke my nose and my parents basically pushed it back into place and I didn't go to the doctor and they were like, say a prayer. I'm like, okay. So, you know, I've always had, that's really one of my only insecurities, not to sound pompous.
Like physically.
I'm just like a happy, confident person. I contour now. So I'm just like, I don't need it anymore. I can make my nose shorter or longer.
No, this is something we were talking about is I didn't see on The Simple Life, you know, of course I'm like analyzing their faces and their makeup. They have like thin, not filled in eyebrows. They have like hardly any makeup on, like maybe a little bit of blue eyeshadow and like...
No bronzer.
No bronzer, no. Their face did not look like it could be in like the Louvre. It didn't look like a statue with like shading and lighting. Like, it's crazy what we have... Like, baking your face is, like, another, makeup trend that's, like, part of contouring. So, this is what we're talking about. A broke girl's guide to cosmetic surgery. If you can't afford a nose job, if you can't afford, like, a cheek implant...
Spend 30 minutes on YouTube.
You fucking turn into Picasso and start, like, shading your face like a genius. Whoever came up with it, awesome. I have, like, a love-hate relationship with contouring. I don't really contour my face personally. More so because I don't know how. Less of, like, I don't want to look awesome.
It's interesting. It's just, like...
I do it slightly, I guess, because I do, like, you know, concealer under the eyes and bronzer on the cheeks. That's kind of it.
Right, but you're not taking, like, the cream stick and going on your nose.
Fuck no. I'm not using a protractor to do my makeup. Like...
But the eyebrow thing is crazy. Like, the full brow, like, literally from... the duct of your eye in the corner to, I mean,
there's people who do, like, equations to, like, match up
E
what their...
MC eyebrow.
Yeah, E equals MC arch. And what's crazy about, you know, not to get too much into this topic, and, you know, I know people who have tattooed makeup, and I think what works for some maybe doesn't work for others.
Sorry.
But for me...
Objective.
For me personally, the reason I would never, like, I love the idea of tattooing your eyebrows and never having to touch them again. I think that idea is great, but, like... I would never tattoo my makeup on my face simply because of how often trends change. And that's exactly what we're trying to highlight in this episode is like, you know, you look back and Paris and Nicole have like nowhere near the type of eyebrows that people have today. And like even in my own life, my eyebrows have been like their own saga. Like of just like up and downs. So I think...
Can you just imagine though, Erin, if somebody tattooed blue eyeshadow on in the 80s or 90s and said, this trend won't die.
No, like, they want their money back now. Yeah. They're like, can I have my money back?
Can we go to small claims court? Like,
oh my god, they're like, stuck listening to Cyndi Lauper for the rest of their lives. It's crazy, and I think the thing about contouring that really, like, I think when I realized contouring was getting to a different level, look, I'm just gonna say it, I personally don't have an issue with people contouring their face. I think it's really just an extension of makeup. Makeup has been in history since, like, you know, the geishas, like, thousands of years back. This is what has not been in history and is a very new thing. It's, like, contouring body parts. And at this point, I'm like, when does contouring become, like, simply lying to people? And having... I mean, if you're shading parts of your body that aren't your face,
I know girls that put foundation on their legs before they go out. That's fucking wild to me.
Put on a pair of pantyhose and call it a day.
Put on a pair of pants.
Like, that is wild to me. Like,
it's horrible what it is. It's
and
sad.
people like, and I think a little like highlighter, like sparkle on your collarbone's fine. That's cool. That's like moisturizer. Send. But like, no, the idea of, like, shading your collarbone to make yourself look more hollow or, like, present your sternum. I'm like, everybody needs to sit the fuck down. Like,
can you imagine if guys, like, contoured their Adam's apple?
or, like, their abs. Like, okay, so I was in me and you went to, I don't know if you were with me or not, but when we went
Let's just say it was.
Yeah, we went to, maybe you weren't with me mentally, but we were at a club in Mill, and I don't really go to clubs a lot. And me and my other friend walked into the bathroom to pee, and we come out, and the bottle girls who, like, shout out, beautiful girls. But anyway, so we were in the bathroom, And we walk out from peeing, and there's these two girls that we had recognized as bottle girls because we had been in the club for a while at that point that were, like, walking around, and they were in the bathroom, too. And they were contouring each other's butt cheeks. And I walked out, and, of course, me being me, just started laughing.
Yeah.
And I think were we with... Okay, it doesn't matter. The other friend that we were with, like, slapped me on the wrist and was like, what are you doing? And I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah,
I have so many questions. Like, this girl was dead ass on her knees, like, brushing a makeup brush on this other girl's butt. And I don't know if they were, like, shading underneath the cheek to make it look more, like, three-dimensional, because they had tights on over it. So the thing is, you can't really tell it's makeup. A, it's dark, and B, they had tights on over it. So it was like... And I just wanted to tell that story so that people... and again, like, maybe straight men who are, like, looking for women, beware, like, the makeup wipe. If you can't hand your girl a makeup wipe and tell her to rub it all over her body and you don't want to still get with her after that, just saying. Yeah. I mean, the amount of facade-esque type of things going on with makeup these days has exponentially increased since the days of the 90s where, you know, people just, like, ran, like, a little... ballpoint pen over their eyebrows and called it a day. So yeah, we just think that that's a really interesting topic and thing to think about. So just something to be aware of, and something to, like, you know, if that shit makes you happy, do what makes you happy. I'm a big proponent of, like, if it doesn't harm anyone, okay.
Yeah.
But just kind of to be aware of how these things have changed and maybe how they'll change in the future. Like, I'm interested to see if some other reality show will come along where these girls are, like, granola as fuck, and then everybody turns into,
Naked
like...
and afraid.
Everybody, like, turns into, like, a rock climbing, like,
patchouli
Whole Foods
smoking.
shopping, you know, hemp wearing people. You know, that could be interesting. So...
home brewing.
Food for thought, snacks for thought, entrees for thought.
And also... you know, we think this is what guys want to see, and I think that's why a lot of us maybe do it. I'm not including myself, I'm just generalizing. So, just remember that, like, not just because of these shows, but things change, and how people look and how the vast majority looks...
has always changed.
Changed, but also has affected what guys like. So, you know, don't be afraid to push the envelope, because...
Don't be afraid to push the envelope, and be careful how much you engage with these things, because they will... change. If you're out here getting your eyebrows tattooed and shit, like, and that shit's gonna change. So don't get too hung up if you have something or don't have something, because wait 5 years and you could have exactly what everybody else didn't want 5 years ago.
Exactly.
So,
alright, y'all, so let us know about the Shoop.
Let us know about your thoughts about
body image,
culture, reality TV, how it's affected. Let us know, and also, like, just wanted to say, DM us if you guys have any, like, topics or goops that you want us to cover. We love hearing from people. So,
totally.
On that note, we just wanted to close this episode saying that we unfortunately lost a good friend this week of ours, and we just wanted to shout out that situation and
say that
we love Nick.
We love Nick. He's in our thoughts and prayers and made a serious impact on the people that Aaron and I are today. So
yeah, for sure. So
it's with a pleasure that we have known him, and
totally. And I feel like we both wouldn't maybe have nearly, like, the amount of confidence that we have now to do something like a podcast and talk in a closet and have everybody listen to it.
Yeah.
If it weren't for, you know, friends in high school like Nick. So Nick, we love you.
We love
Rest
you.
easy.
Thinking of you.
And everybody else, have a fabulous day.
Have a beautiful week.
Hang up your cups.
See you soon. Wash them cups.
Wash them cups. Get them ready for next week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Love you guys.